This is Showtime Sean Porter.
This is Aerosmith Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
And you're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
And you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, word to my brethren out there in Clearwater, Florida. Shout out to Clearwater, Florida. And we're talking about Clearwater, Florida today because we're talking about the man himself, the unified welterweight champion. We know who he is. Keith one-time Thurman. Do I think he won both of his last fights? Absolutely not. But it still doesn't matter because he had a case to win. And he won anyway, so can't get mad at it. But recently, Keith Thurman called out on his Instagram none other than Manny Pacquiao. And that is a bold move by him because by all accounts, Manny Pacquiao is still a great top flight welterweight. You know, just last year he beat Bradley again, soundly, probably more soundly than ever before. Beat Jesse Vargas, you know, Jesse Vargas top 10 welterweight, who beat Saddam Ali, who was supposed to be, you know, the next big thing. Made that look easy. So Pacquiao, as far as I'm concerned, is arguably the #1 welterweight out there until proven otherwise. And now with Mayweather out the picture, there's really no argument anymore. So that being said, we got to look at we got to look at it like this, you know. As far as Al Haymon goes, right? Al Haymon has never really made, outside of Mayweather Pacquiao, which took years and years to make, he's never really put his top PBC guys out there like that against another promoter's fighter. You know, you look at the guys he has done that with. You look at like the heavyweights, Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil. Those are not like cash cows or guys that he puts a lot of money into for PBC. So to send them out there against Joshua, it's really a no-lose situation for Haymon. The guy gets a big payday, and you know he gets to keep them away from Wild. He gets to keep Wilder away from Joshua for a little bit more. So there's that. But as far as Thurman, you know, Thurman's a guy that is very marketable. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I would say he's an exciting fighter to watch. His fights are not boring. You know, look at the Porter fight, very exciting fight. The Garcia fight underwhelmed, but it was still a solid fight and it was good for boxing. And Keith has a great personality. He's very, like I said, he's very marketable. Can talk till the cows come home. Very analytical, very intelligent. You know, one of the very few, I would say, intelligent fighters we have in boxing today. And is Al Haymon? We gotta ask ourselves this question: is Al Haymon really going to put Keith Thurman in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, someone who, even though he's older and even though his speed has declined, even going at half speed, is probably faster than like 90% of boxers today. He's still fast, and that's the crazy thing about Pacquiao. His speed has declined, and even a declined Manny Pacquiao, as far as speed goes, is way faster than anybody, pretty much almost everybody in boxing. And that's a very dangerous thing when you consider the fact that he's very experienced. He hits angles incredibly well. May not have the power to batter you like he did to guys like Cotto and Margarito and Clottey, but he still has enough power to keep guys honest. And if you lunge in the wrong way, put you on your ass like he did to Jesse Vargas. So my thing is, I look at Thurman, I look at what he's saying, and I want to see the fight. And I believe Thurman would take the fight, but it's not so much Thurman. It's Al Haymon. It's PBC. It's the behind the scenes. Are they willing and do they believe enough in Keith Thurman to put him up against Manny Pacquiao, arguably the #1 welterweight in the world? I don't think so. I really don't think so because Pacquiao is a dangerous fight, like I was saying. So the question is, will Al Haymon and PBC have Thurman fight Pacquiao? And I don't believe they will. I don't think it's on Thurman. I think it's more on Al Haymon, PBC, and what goes on behind the scenes. Because we gotta look at it like this, right? We have to look at it like this. Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw. He's very crafty. He hits angles very, very well, unlike anybody else in boxing. And the last crafty southpaw that Thurman fought, Thurman almost got stopped by him. And obviously, the guy we're talking about is none other than Luis Collazo, a good, crafty veteran, who, you know, like I said, like Manny's a southpaw, but doesn't have the speed of Manny, the talent of Manny, or the championship success that Manny has. So in that fight, I'm probably gonna pick Thurman. I'd pick Pacquiao to beat every last one of the PBC welterweights, except maybe Earl Spence Jr. That's a big maybe. But as far as Garcia and Pacquiao and Porter and Thurman, oh, I'm picking Pacquiao all day. I think the foot speed, the angles, the experience, too much for these guys right now. I genuinely believe that even at 38 years old or whatever he is. So the question is, will Al Haymon and not just Al Haymon, but like even top rank with Bob Arum, because a lot of his guys are being starved out of fights. Vargas isn't fighting anybody. Bradley hasn't fought in a while. Pacquiao hasn't gotten anything done yet, although we're expecting Jeff Horn really soon. We had Khan. So all being taken into account. I think Bob Arum honestly would have zero problem putting Pacquiao in there with Keith Thurman, because as that would be a big fight, as that would be a very marketable fight, as Keith Thurman would bring a lot of entertainment value, and boxing is a business, and if you fight a fighter who number one is talented and accomplished and undefeated, but also brings entertainment value, it's always a makeable fight. And Pacquiao has shown in the past that he'll fight anybody. He's fought the best. I believe he's fought 1 pound-for-pound fighter like almost every single year of his career. He's beat a pound-for-pound fighter, I think, almost every year of his career since like 2003 or something like that. I think Thunderdome said it. So Pacquiao, I think he's just stylistically for Garcia, he'd be a bad matchup. For Thurman, he'd be a tough matchup. And if what Keith is saying is true, and he's not just attaching his name to Pacquiao so he can get more media attention, I think it'd be a good fight. Keith would go in there as the naturally bigger man, as most guys who fight Pacquiao at welterweight are. But the question would be, being that he's athletic and has foot speed, could he utilize his foot speed and neutralize the attack of Manny Pacquiao? We've seen that in the past, that Keith Thurman is susceptible to get hit. And even though people don't want to give Manny Pacquiao credit for it, in the Mayweather fight, he scored a lot of really subtle, good body shots. And Floyd was very, how should I say this? He was very reluctant to engage Pacquiao. Floyd has displayed great boxing ability for many years. The Canelo fight, I believe, was a masterpiece. But in that fight there, he was literally running and clinching anytime Pacquiao got close to him. That was not the sweet science of boxing. I think that fight was either a draw or Pacquiao won. And there's plenty of people out there who thought Pacquiao won. And I know I might get comments from people saying, well, you don't know shit about boxing, Pacquiao lost. But no, a lot of people thought Pacquiao won because he did the better work. And a lot of that better work was subtle shots he was scoring with his body. And I believe if he was to have that same sort of approach and maybe if he was able to up his work rate, could be a very explosive night for Manny Pacquiao. So I'm all for any one of these top PBC guys, whether it be Spence, Garcia, Thurman fighting Manny Pacquiao. I want to still see how great Manny Pacquiao is, and I believe he will this year. So, true legend in the sport. In my personal opinion, I think he's the best fighter of our generation, not Floyd Mayweather. And that's what it is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Keith Thurman calling out Manny Pacquiao. If Manny calls his bluff, will Al Haymon and PBC sign the contract? That's what we need to ask ourselves. I don't think they will, because Manny Pacquiao is too dangerous, too skilled, too fast. It might just be a little bit too good for Al Haymon to have the confidence to put Keith Thurman in the ring with the great one known as Pac-Man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Would they do that or not? Leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.